Hello, this is Josh from the Education Department at the Museum of Arts and Design. Thanks for tuning into this webcast. This week we're going to take a look at a very special piece from Mad's collection. It's Robert Arneson's Alice House Wall. The piece, which you can see here, is massive. It's about 8 feet wide by 5 feet tall, and it's composed of 39 individual ceramic bricks, which are all very brightly glazed. The piece is so big, in fact, that Mad, in its current space, is not actually able to display it. But since we are getting ready to move to our new location at 2 Columbus Circle, we're getting it ready to show to the public for the first time in 20 years by sending it out for some conservation. We were able to go to the conservator's studio to talk about the conservation process. The first step is getting the piece to the studio. All of our pieces are in secure storage. The Alice House Wall is actually so big that it's stored in 10 individual crates. Each one's about 4 feet by 4 feet and weighs upwards of 200 pounds. You can actually see them here. So these crates are all loaded onto a truck and driven over to our conservation studio. Our conservator, Leslie Gatt, and her team first do a detailed condition report on the pieces. They'll explain. As you'll see in a moment, assembling and storing the piece has always been a challenge.
Contact surfaces between the bricks on this one. I have lots of examples of this is window caulking, which you can you can see the lines of, it's like the window caulking that comes in ropes that you just sort of push into the crevice, which has just been shoved on here. It is stuck pretty good. But I mean, it comes off, and then you just have the residue underneath, and then just cleaning the surface with solvents. This stuff looks like wax, which is another one of the things that is on a lot of them. And this white stuff is plasticine or blue tack or whatever you want to call it.
This is a surface loss. You have both loss of glaze and some of the material. And this will be filled to an appropriate height and then in-painted to match the glaze around it.
The remnants of the stuff that's gotten stuck up in the pores of the ceramic are removed with various solvents. Lots of mechanical cleaning with spatulas and scalpels and all that. And then I've also been on this one removing this film material that was placed on here, which is, you know, not terribly consonant with the material of the actual objects. Sort of discolored in painting, and then sort of using solvents trying to carve back the film material that was over the surface of the original object.
Once she's removed the old gunk, we'll put on our own film material. The difference between our material and that material is that from a conservation point of view, we'll stay within the area of loss only. So our fill will only be in areas of loss, and our paint will only be on our fill as opposed to on any of the ceramic around it. And in that way, by the time the whole piece is done, our work should be aesthetically seamless with the original material.
We'll be following this piece as it's restored to its original condition and then installed in the new museum, so stay tuned for updates.